Hi, my name is Greg Harbaugh, and I'm offensive GA at the Western Michigan football program. My presentation is a very interesting one that I'm very excited to present to the class. It is on Do Sports Build Character? I'm going to be taking the side of the character is not built through sports, and Doug is going to be taking the side of that character is built through sports. I hope you enjoy. 3 points that I argue that I'll be proving that character is not built through sports is one that is about performance enhancement drugs, how performance enhancement drugs have impacted the game in a negative fashion. People are putting their character to the side to cheat. Secondly, I'll argue that character is built through the coaches. It's not built through the game or sports. Players are impacted by their coaches more than they are by the game. Finally, character is developed by who you surround yourself with and who raises you. I'll use some interesting examples regarding that. The first example that I'll use is about the performance enhancement drugs. All the pictures I have on this slide are people that were accused of using PEDs and then also found guilty of it. The two examples I'll highlight are Lance Armstrong and Mark McGwire. Lance Armstrong, obviously, you guys know through his 7 Tour de France titles, he actually beat cancer, multiple cancers that were all throughout his body, and then actually won the 7 Tour de France titles after that. He was actually known for starting the Lance Armstrong Foundation, that's now known as the Live Strong Foundation, and he was known as a person with high moral integrity and character. And then this came out that he had cheated all throughout the 7 Tour de France titles, had all the titles stripped, put his integrity and character to the side for success. Second example I'll use is Mark McGwire. Mark McGwire was known for his 98 season with Sammy Sosa and chasing Roger Maris's home run record that hadn't been broken in such a long time. Mark McGwire was actually known, people say this about him, that during his rookie year, his wife was pregnant and he had 49 home runs and wanted to break the 50 mark as a rookie, but decided to attend the birth of his child and ended up missing the breaking the 50 mark because he missed the last few games of the season. That's the kind of person he was. During the 98 season, a reporter found a bottle of Andro, which was the testosterone and performance enhancement drug used during that season that he used to cheat with, and was later found guilty of that, admitted to using steroids, actually lied under oath. And this guy was involved in baseball his whole life. Obviously, once again, he did not learn a whole lot through sports and that kind of thing. The second example is characters built through the coaches. The example I'm going to use is one that's negatively affected the players. Obviously, you can think of plenty of coaches, Mike Krzyzewski, John Wooden, that build character, through their players, through the things that they teach. But this is a negative one. This is about the 2 Texas high school football players that targeted the referee. This is a very, I guess, disturbing topic. Basically, what happened was there was a football player on the John Jay High School football team in San Antonio that was, causing problems during the game. Actually, got into a shoving match with an opponent, and the referee warned him, and he decided to keep on going. And then when he was on defense, actually, he had like a late hit penalty, and he basically shoved the other team's player's face into the ground, and the ref then said, you're going to be ejected, removed him from the game. And then apparently it was never proven, but there was an alleged racial slur by the referee, so it might have prompted this. But obviously, the character of this individual was not very high to begin with, so he was not learning anything through sports. Then the two players that are actually circled up at the top right picture, they were told by an assistant coach that actually was charged with misdemeanor assault. He resigned and was charged with misdemeanor assault. He actually ordered the two players to take the referee out. So the negative character was established by these players through their coaches. That's how much players look up to their coaches and want to be like them. So character's easily influenced. Third and final one is characters is built by who you surround yourself with. This is a great example. Michael Vick is an example, that a lot of people know of. I'm not going to talk about him very much, but it's just for you guys to have another example. But Aaron Hernandez is the one that I focused on my paper a lot. Aaron Hernandez was around sports his whole life. His dad was around, was in sports a lot. His dad actually went to UConn to play football. His brother actually went to UConn to play football. And he was actually going to go to UConn to play football as well. But his dad died suddenly from a hernia surgery complication. And he started to hang out with gang members. His mother was involved in gambling, was arrested in and out of jail, did not have a mother, basically in his life. His father was the person he looked up to the most and wanted to be like. He in and out of trouble at Florida. When he returned home, when he got drafted by the New England Patriots in the 5th round, I might add that he was drafted in the 5th round because of his character issues. So obviously he did not learn anything through his sporting life about character, and he was hanging out with gang members. He was involved in the gang, the Bloods, and he's very faithful to that now that he's actually in prison. But he was actually, won a Super Bowl with the New England Patriots, was one of the better players in the NFL, and was convicted of the murder of Odin Lloyd just recently, and is up for another murder charge here in the next year or so. In conclusion, I believe sports present opportunities to reveal character, what character you do have. Secondly, sports do not make you a better person, but will rather reveal your characteristics through actions on the field. The quote that John Wooden had was, character. Sports do not build your character, but rather they reveal it. And that's the third final point is character is who you are. Sports is not who you are. It's a piece of who you are. So those are just 3 points in conclusion regarding that. The questions that I have for the class, I chose to do 3. The first one is obviously the debate that Doug and I had is, do you believe sports build character? I'm curious to know your opinion. Secondly, Ken Griffey Jr. was almost a unanimous decision for the recent Hall of Fame vote for Major League Baseball, and he was never mentioned in the steroids era for cheating. Why aren't there more athletes like Griffey in today's world? I'm curious to know what you think about that as well. And then finally, do you think coaches should include teaching athletes about building character, or should it strictly be about the game? I really enjoyed doing this topic. I believe I learned a lot, about certain things regarding sport, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Thank you.